All right. Before we jump in on today's video, if you have a residential project that you're working on and you have a light in mind, but you're not sure if it's going to be bright enough or how many lights you're going to need, feel free to send me the information. I can run the calculation on my end. Maybe we do a video about it, and that way everybody can benefit from it. So that's something I'm happy to do. Let's jump in. All right, our first step is going to be figuring out the square footage of the outdoor living room that we're going to be designing. So let's grab that. Okay, so 198. We're going to go back over to our calculator. All right, so I'm going to use the dark calculator because um, one side of this outdoor room is just completely open, so it's not going to be reflecting any light back into the room itself. And so in most cases, I would go with dark when you're doing an outdoor living room calculation. All right. So I think I said it was, okay, 198. And let's assume a somewhat tall ceiling. Let's assume it's pretty tall at 14 feet. All right. So I'm going to screen snip this. Our foot candle target is 0.6, which is pretty low. As a point of reference, kitchens would need 30 foot candles. So a little bit goes a long way when you're designing an outdoor space. Um, so let's paste this in for reference. Okay, so before we place lights, I like to see if there are any visual cues we can take from the room itself. Could we center on these doors? We've got this wood screen here to the left. Maybe there's some alignment with that. We've got this small piece of opaque wall here. Maybe there's a center alignment that could make sense there. I think because this feels kind of enclosed on two sides and we're trying to create this strong connection to the inside, I think it makes sense to really focus on highlighting these walls and then let the light bounce back into the space so that it feels really soft and we don't have a glare issue. So let's plan on a light to highlight that wood screen. And although it's right over this seat, it's not actually shining down onto that person that's sitting there. It's going to create a reflected light off of this wood screen here to the left. Let's do the same thing over on the right side here. So we can get some bounce light off of this solid wall onto this dining area. And then because we don't actually know exactly where furniture is going to occur, I think we could round out the design with some decorative outdoor lights. Maybe there's a table lamp here, and maybe there's a floor lamp of some kind at that side. So it feels balanced, but it's not perfectly symmetrical. Um, let's see how we're tracking relative to our targets. So if we go back to the calculator, let's go find some placeholder lights. We wanted to do a recessed adjustable. Let's grab this one. This one you can use outside. That's something you always have to check. Got one there, one there. So that's 1200 lumens right out of the gate. So I'd probably put these on a dimmer, and then we could round out the design with these decorative lights. And I think you could also choose to turn off these adjustable lights and only rely on the decorative lights as well. So it just kind of depends on where you're at in the evening. A little bit goes a long way, and I would just make sure to definitely have these on a dimmer. Certainly we could look for other lights out there that are a little bit less bright. This is pretty standard. Most recessed downlights are at least 600 lumens. So maybe challenging to find something less bright than. If you'd like me to do a video like this for your own project, send over the information. If you have a light in mind, what we want to be looking for is LEDs that are dimmable, that are UL listed in the country that we're working in, and then finally that have a color rendering score of at least 90, and that allows us to bring out the true color of the materials in the space that we're lighting. All right, see you in the next video.